All right, please, if you have questions, unmute your microphone and then go ahead. Right, Melvin, please go.
Yeah, hi Fred. Yeah, I wanted to find out the situation where someone already has a master's from Ghana, which was probably taken online, and the person is applying to the same master's program in the US. What do you advise? Should the person reveal that in his DS 160 or he should exclude it?
That will depend on whether you included that in the application to the university. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you did, then yes, it will be advisable to do that, which means it contributed to your admission into the university, and you should be able to explain why you have this master's and will be going in for another master's. So you just have to find a connection or the what necessitated a reason for the same program, maybe a different concentration or a practical experience of what you've had in theoretically. It depends on what answer you'll be able to come up with to justify the need for another master. Remember that once the admission committee vetted your document and considered you for the admission, it's possible for you to get a better explanation if especially you look at your SOP that you wrote for the admission purposes. Fatah, please go on.
Good morning, Mr. Fred. On my DS-160, the question which asks for my DSO's phone number, I'm still unable to have it. I have been sending them emails, but the only things that they provide are the emails and the name, the address, but I still can't find the number. So I don't know if I can use the school's number.
What's the name of your university?
San Francisco Bay University.
So when you Google the international affairs, you should be able to get their number.
Yeah, I did that, but I couldn't find any. Because the last time Enoch reviewed my DS-160, he advised me to do that, which I did, but I couldn't still get the number.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that to see if I can get you something.
All right, thank you.
There's actually a number there.
Okay, let me
Just,
check.
just Google San Francisco Bay University International Office, and then when I did, the first thing that came was the International Student Services. There's a phone number. There's an email which is ISSS@SFBU. So there's a phone number that starts with 510. So
All right, thank you.
Faith, please go on.
Okay, Mr. Fred, good morning. Please, I want to ask on the main on the WhatsApp page you wrote where we can make voluntary payments, and it's not working. I'm from Nigeria here, so the link there's not.
Um, I'll try and repost it and see if it works.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Bernard.
Yeah, Fred. So I want to ask if you, apart from your main job that you do, your full-time employment, if you have a side job and you didn't include it in your DS-160 and you have already sent your DS-160, is it okay to mention it on your during your interview?
You have to repeat your question. You made some, you gave some information
No.
that you said you have already submitted to DS-160. Is that what you said?
Yes, so I'm saying that you, apart from your full-time employment,
No,
you
you see,
have a side job.
the question is about you. Make it about you.
Yes.
Don't talk to me as if I'm the one.
So apart from my full-time employment, I have a side job, and I did not include the side job in my DS-160, and I've already submitted my DS-160. Is it advisable to make mention of it during my interview?
The whole point is that the DS-160 only gives you an opportunity to type in your current employment and your previous employment. It doesn't, unfortunately, give you the opportunity for a side hustle. So, if your side hustle contributes to your profile, then great. So, for example, if what you do is related to what you're going to study, or better still, if you're contributing towards your education and the job you put on the DS-160 versus the income wouldn't match up to your sponsorship, it means that your side hustle probably generates another source of income, which will contribute to your education. Then yes, you can mention it. It depends on how important that side hustle is to your profile. All right, Jessica, please go on.
Yeah, Fred, I wanted to ask a question about linking your research interest to the reason why you chose a particular school. The thing is, my program, it doesn't have any research area. So if I'm asked, why did you choose this particular school, I cannot link like, I chose it because of this lecturer's research interest or something. So I wanted to ask you, how should I go about it?
There are several ways of approaching that question. That's only one way. So if that way is not working for you, then you can practicalize the reason why you selected that specific program. Maybe you communicated with a professor. Maybe you had a specific concentration that only that school offers and all that. So there are several ways of approaching that question. It doesn't necessarily have to be only one way of the research option.
Okay.
Please go on. Ernest Obeng. Ernest. Ernest, there's much noise at your background. If you can get a quiet place, we can talk. Edwin, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask, I have this GA position, but it's not reflecting on my I-20, and the school said they can't do amendment on my I-20. Is it possible that when I explain this to the view, he or she agrees or understands me or believes what I'm saying?
Let's understand that we are not going there to start explaining things. It depends on what question you are being asked. If you have an email conversation to that effect, which you can print, to as an evidence, please do. Now, depending on what question you are being asked, that would demand whether bringing that in will be relevant or not. So understand that already on your I-20, you were able to prove sufficient sponsorship to your education. That is why your I-20 was released. And so that should be enough. You should be confident enough to defend that. And don't assume that having that assistantship, will be better off, or it will make you better off getting your visa approved compared to whatever sponsorship you have on your I-20. So if you have an opportunity to explain your sponsorship, and the email conversation will be a backup that you have even been awarded an assistantship, then you can bring that in to support it.
Okay, thank you.
Faith, please go.
So, I've already asked my question. Let me drop my hand.
All right, Tuta, please go on. All right, iPhone, kindly go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
iPhone, go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is that on my DS 160,
What's your name?
this is Elizabeth.
Okay.
So on my DS 160, I wrote national service, but I want to know if I can put maybe national service personnel as customer service agent, or I should eliminate national service and then just put customer service agent.
National service is not a job. You have to type in the company you work with and your position. So, for example, you can be a national service personnel and be a teacher. You can be a national service personnel and be a teaching assistant. You have to put your job there. Of course, the embassy, there's a compulsory national service for people, but you do not work at the National Service Office. So you have a job, and then there is a position, and then there's the name of the company or whichever institution you work with.
Okay. And also
Okay.
the side where you are supposed to select the category for the job, either if it falls under health or communication or whatever. Please, that one, is it for the entire company or the kind of work you do that they are asking for the category?
Both. So whatever the company is into. So for example, if I'm a teacher, then I'll select education, and then type maybe Ghana Education Service. That's a company or institution. So and I would suggest that you are telling your story here. So choose something that will suit your profile. So for example, you studied a Bachelor of Education, and then you're working at a private institution or a private school as a national service personnel. If you select education, maybe you're going to study education, select something that will suit your profile that you can fuse into your story. Presla, please go on. Presla is not ready. Tuta, please go on.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, on my DS 160, the part that asks of your salary, please, should I write everything like my salary?
I did. The gross will be okay.
Okay. And also, where it asks the school you've attended, should the secondary school go first or the tertiary?
You start with in a descending order. So the highest academic qualification. So the specific question is, have you attended any educational institutions at the secondary school level or above? So you start with the highest, and then you come down to the secondary school level.
Okay.
But please go on.
Hi, good morning.
Go ahead.
Good morning. Please, I'm here to be interviewed.
Are you on the WhatsApp group?
Yeah.
Please read the page description. Everything that goes on here, we've explained there, so you understand how things are done. John,
All
please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, depending on where you are. So on my application forms, I have a double degree, that is biochemistry from Ghana before a medical degree, but I didn't apply using the biochemistry degree. I'm wondering if I supposed to add it to my previous work on the DS 160. Sorry, my previous education on my DS 160.
Yeah, if you
I
want,
added it though.
yeah, if you want to, and including your high school. So yeah, you have
I
to.
did it. Okay.
Any more questions? So if there are no questions, then if you're new, you're welcome. Please the WhatsApp group, there is a page description, there's a group description. It explains how things are done on this platform. So please take your time, read it so that you get yourself abreast with everything that we do. The page has existed for almost half a decade. So we've made modifications, and then based on past experiences, that it has taught us how to manage the platform as well. Everybody on there joined voluntarily. Most of the people I do not know. All of us can help ourselves with the goal of getting the visa approved. Remember that to be experts in this field, I have just had opportunity to go through the process twice, gotten the visa approved twice, the opportunity to assist thousands of people for like over the half a decade that we've done this, and also the opportunity to connect with former visa officers. So based on these ideas and information, that is how come we are able to help people, in terms of going through the visa processes. We do not have power over whether somebody gets approved or denied. In fact, over the years, there are people that we have assisted, and yet they didn't go through successfully. But the number of successes, the number of visa approvals over the years has been amazing. Over thousands of people gone through the same work platform. So yeah, when we give comments here, please, you don't have to 100% rely on only this platform for everything you need to get this visa approved. No, there are other YouTube platforms, there are Facebook platforms, there are other WhatsApp groups. I have a lot of friends who also organize mock interviews. Join those ones as well and be practicing. Sometimes the time may not be favorable. You can join the other ones and practice as well. So there are a lot of other resources that you can utilize to get your visa approved. The whole thing is that normally you try and, as much as possible, join positive platforms. Don't join, platforms that would, when you get interviewed, people want to show that they it takes a lot to go through this process to get an admission, whether bank statement or a loan or maybe scholarship from your school to get this far. So every time I say that once you have an I-20, you have an equal chance of getting your visa approved like anybody. Don't let approved. It doesn't work like that. Everybody has a different story and a different way of going about this process. So when you join such platforms, please make talking to people and they are saying that because of your situation you cannot get or whatever, spiritually or whatever, help you out. So yeah, it is what it is. So what we do here is every day we do the mock session, but on Sundays it's for document review. So the idea is that time you're seeing such a document like the I-20, the DS-160, there are certain mistakes you probably might have made. For example, myself, I had to order for 2 different I-20s. The reason was that my first I-20, there was a mistake in the spelling of my sponsor's name. And so I had to order for another one. As of then, I had not seen an I-20 before, so I didn't know whether there was a mistake on it, stuff like that. So that's why we go through these documents, let you know if there are mistakes, and then you correct them. I always say that if you have the power possible to get your visa approved, please do it. Don't leave some mistake in it. And this DS-160, a lot of people have completed it and they've been successful with the process. So you wouldn't be the first person to do it. Get advice, get your document reviewed before you go on the D-Day. All right. So if you want your document to review, you type your name in the chat. I'm going to go according to the list and we can begin. James, you have a question?
Yeah, Fred. Good morning. So I wanted to ask, so on my DS-160, I only included 2 institutions that I attended. I didn't include my SHS. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's why I was saying that ideally the question is, have you attended any educational institution at the secondary school level or above? So with this question, ideally you're supposed to add the high school. And what happens is that there've been a couple of times that people are going for masters or PhD and they ask them of their high school results. So you answer the question accordingly. You need to put it in. John, please go ahead.
Sorry, I've already asked my question. Thanks.
All right, Amadi, please go on. Amadi, please unmute your microphone and go ahead. Okay,
Yeah, Fred, good morning.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, on the DS-160, there's a huge talks about family. So my dad is in the US and he has 3 sons. So he has his documents, and the last born also has his document, but the other 2 do not have. So filling the forms, do I state if like I have a family in the US, or I should just ignore?
You have a family here, you're Australia coming for school and for a non-immigrant category. Onyinye, please go on. Onyinye, please go ahead. Your hand is up. You just have to, okay, IB, go on.
Good morning. Yeah, I had wanted to ask this question. I actually was looking for a date in Ghana, and I was assured that I'll get one. So because of how close the date was, I filled in a DS-160. But I also have a schedule in South Africa, Durban. Would the DS-160 serve that same purpose, or I have to fill in a new one?
So whichever country you're going to, when you're completing the DS-160, that is where you select. So you cannot use a DS-160 for Accra, to go to an interview.
Oh, okay.
So immediately you start the DS-160, that's the first thing they ask you, like which country.
Yeah. So I remember now.
Indicator, Onyinye, please go. Okay, so let's start with the review. So what happens is that you have to generate a PDF copy of the DS-160. There is a website called ilovepdf.com. You can use that website to merge the document. So if you did that, then you can send it to me via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is already on the WhatsApp group, so you can check that out and then you send that to me. Then I'll be able to go through, make suggestions. Remember that all that I'm doing is to make suggestions. And so you don't necessarily have to listen to everything that I say. These are purely my suggestions. Remember that, the DS-160 is your document. So you determine what should be in there and what shouldn't be in there. So if I make suggestions and you think that, it's not, you don't agree with it, that's absolutely fine. You can keep whatever you have. But the idea is to positively contribute towards your the success of your visa approval. Okay, so we start with
I've already submitted my news. The method is on Tuesday, by the way. So I wouldn't put, I thought maybe we were going to have a session for today.
okay. Clara. Hi, Clara.
Hello, Fred.
Yeah,